So this is a video I didn't think I'd be making, didn't want to be making, but I'm sensing I need to make. So this card has been on my table here, a very messy table, for about a year now. And I created this for Catherine. This was a card I wrote for Catherine when we spoke. And it turned out she wasn't feeling very well. It's like a get well soon card, a sort of, here for you card. Now, I said to her, shall I bring it over? And she said, no, I'll come round to yours. What I'd love to do is come round, have a cup of tea and catch up. This was back in 2019, in December. And I'm making this video in December 2020. In fact, it's the 31st of December 2020. It's New Year's Eve today. Now, when Catherine said that, I was looking forward to it. She likes jasmine tea. We got some jasmine tea so she could have that. It turned out that between her saying, I'll come round, and then what happened, it never came to pass. And so the card here, it's still here. And it brings home today when I looked at it that this card, which is a simple card, those that know me, like big bear hugs, and I wrote a message that's for her, but it was very much symbolic of me trying to let her know how much she'd meant to me as a friend, a teacher, a mentor, and far more. So we both thought and hoped and intended that we were going to meet up, and we didn't. And the reason is that she had this health challenge that came seemingly out of nowhere. One minute she was fine last summer, and then she got a bit ill, and then she was told, you haven't got long to be around. I remember that phone call, that rather than being me talking to my friend, let's catch up and go to the park and do some Tai Chi and talk about the things we planned and all the great ideas for our futures, she'd suddenly been told, where are you wanting to die? At home, in the hospice, in the hospital? And she did what she could to fight it, but it was a strain for her. And it's taken me about a year to be with it, between her passing, realizing that so much time went, realizing how much this person had meant to me, and this catch between doing things in the moment, living right now and taking action and not holding back, and then planning for a future. And so partly why I'm making this video is because I'd like you to remember this phrase, Carpe Diem. I learned it as a boy, learning Latin and Greek, this whole phrase of seize the day. And it doesn't mean going rashly and doing crazy stuff. It doesn't mean you have to eat all the chocolate bars in the world or all the bananas or do everything right now. But it does mean take action now. This aspect is so important, and I'm still learning to do that myself. I had a health challenge in the last year, a couple of surgeries. Christmas Eve I had something happen as well. But today I'm okay. I can breathe, I can stand up, I can move around, I can hold a phone and make this recording. And I'm thinking about Catherine, who was one of my biggest teachers, friend, mentors, and far more since I was 14, 15 years old. She helped me learn Tai Chi and win the competitions, but it wasn't about that. There was something else. This was a person who was a real studier of life, passionate about life, and somebody also that, to me, helped me in a way that truly was what I think of as a mentor. Somebody that really shaped me, and I'm proud of that experience. And proud's not the right word. Memories of being thrown around in a garden, stepping on a bumblebee by mistake, walking around, we're doing our Tai Chi barefoot in her garden in Cranbrook, seeing the joy she had with her dog Oscar, many things, sharing what she'd learned with Pang Ching Fu, sharing her experiences, teaching others, helping me become a teacher and helping me step into those roles as a young man. I hope for you that you find teachers that inspire you. You find people who you love, people who you trust, people that are willing to tell you you're being silly and you're being off, people that are willing to stand for you if nobody else is, even not yourself. This year, Pause Stop Reset is coming out. We've got the journal, we've got the book, and much more with a simple idea. And my hope is that something ripples on, because Catherine's teaching has impacted so many people directly and indirectly. But the lesson for me was this thing about the card. And my gut feel said to get her the card. It said to take it round, and I didn't. And I listened to her because, you know, she's in charge. She's the boss. She was like, look, don't do that. I'll come round to see you. And it's easy for us to sort of allow other people to shape. And nothing wrong, right? Nothing isn't a wrong about it didn't get delivered. She knew that I cared about her and loved her, and I know that. And I wish I'd taken it to her. So today, I'm going to be doing a few more things, and my intention is to play a bit more in life. I've been doing some work, studying that, and doing some grief work and trauma work for years now, seeing how I can help myself and help others. But it starts with us looking at that moment and going, how do I pause, start, reset, and what do I do next? So for me, I want to make this video for me, for you, as a reminder really for me about this, because this piece of paper, this card may come and go, but the person and the impact and the wisdom that she generated and caused, that's not going to go. That's going to stay around for a long time. And hopefully we all get to make a positive impact in the world. And so hopefully, if you do ever watch this, this brings you a smile and gets you to remember this whole thing of Carpe Diem, and maybe give you a different way to think about some of the things that are important and what you could do. And if you want to honour what I'm trying to ask you to do right now, just take a pause and think about 1 to 3 people who you'd love to reconnect with. Just reach out, call them, text them, let them know the difference they've made for you, and pay it forward where you can. After all, it's all about the people for me, and the learnings and difference we can make. My biggest learning with Catherine is never underestimate yourself or somebody else. When I met her when I was 14, I was already in the rugby team and a strong young man. And this lady threw me around, not by hard martial arts, these simple movements, putting me into postures to do stances that I couldn't even do for a couple of minutes, shaking, even though I would win the cross-country competitions. So there's so much more out there in the world, maybe more than we'd ever learn and experience in a life. But maybe if we all learn and share, we can have a different, more rich, more vibrant experience. With love and big bear hugs, love you loads, and thank you.